Bonnie
So
and
we need-
Cameron.
Come on, party people.
There we go.
Where's Bonnie?
There she is.
Sorry,
Okay.
Yeah, there she is.
Okay.
All right, let's start.
Can you guys hear me better on this one?
Yes.
Yes, way better.
Perfect. Awesome.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, let's start because I gotta get on a plane.
Our prompt is, as the week's reading and lectures focus on the various approaches of studying leadership, please discuss with your group which perspectives or approach made the most sense to you. And considering the approaches and theories presented, think about your own beliefs about leadership and how leaders can motivate to achieve goals. Submit the link. Great. So we're back on the leadership thing, which is great.
Want to see the 5 things real quick? You know how there was 5 on that chart? I don't have my book in front of me, that's why.
Yeah, give me a second. I actually think I have it right here.
I'm gonna have to go after you. I love it. See you later. Can you hand me my backpack? Josh, did you want to start?
Yeah, I just need. There was one of them. It was that middle one that I can't remember the name of it. It started with a P. That I resonated more with.
Sorry, I'm logging into my books online. I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, you're all good. It's just I'm at work, so I don't have my stuff on me right now.
No, I totally understand. My account, my books. Oh, right there.
Is it pathogen theory? Is that what you're talking about?
It was the one in the middle of the chart on page 59.
Oh, you're talking about the following styles?
Yeah.
Okay, it was like, oh, it's pragmatist.
Yeah, for the pragmatist, I was, when I did the chart, I was more of a pragmatist follower. And I noticed that just because of, like, me as a leader / follower, I like to put in my input. And I kind of get, like, focused on, like, my own thing rather than letting other people get into it as well. So that's one thing that I struggle with and I need to work on as a follower. And as a leader, also, I need to focus more on the group's goals rather than my goals, which is, like, how I need to work on that.
That makes sense. Do you find yourself, like, cynical, like, where you're not respecting the leader?
No, probably like 2 or 3 years ago, yeah, maybe. But, like, now I've definitely, like, understood I have to step back and look at the whole picture rather than just looking at my goals. I have to look at the group's goals.
Yeah. I think as a leader, it's really important to know what kind of followers you, like, attract, because if they're exemplary followers, yeah, they're probably just going to do exactly what you need them to do. But if they're quieter, like the pragmatic, or the, hang on, I'm pulling up the other ones right now. Oops. Open textbook. All right, so it was page 59, right?
Yeah.
Where it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so then there's, like, the alienated followers that are highly independent thinkers who put more of their energies into fighting rather than serving. So maybe that's what you were like more when you were, like, when you said, like, previously, like, but you've progressed to being more pragmatic, which is cool.
Yes.
Then we have I was wrong. I'm sorry. Alienated was the one that were more cynical, and pragmatist are organizational. They're moderately independent and engaged. So
yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And then there's the passive follower that demonstrates little original thought or commitment. So I guess that kind of leader just has to know, like, they have to give super specific direction, and just know that's the kind of communication that their follower needs.
Yeah, an authoritative leader needs, like, a passive follower for that relationship to be effective.
Yes, that's such a good point. and democratic would probably resonate more with exemplary followers or pragmatic followers, relatively independent or like really want to do well. Because that also brings up situational leadership, which is actually not something I think was in our book, but did you guys all take small group comm?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Like in small group, like I have my notes, hang on. There's like situational leadership where it's pretty much like it's appropriate leadership behavior depending on the situation. So like everyone can and should be a leader at some point if they have like expertise or authority that like would be beneficial to the group.
Totally. Which kind of goes back to our conversation last time about how like a leader needs to be flexible and listen to their followers and stuff.
Yeah.
Listening, definitely listening.
Did anyone resonate with like a different kind of approach to studying leadership?
The approach relational. What were the other ones?
For leadership, it's democratic, authoritarian, and laissez-faire.
What was that?
Democratic, authoritarian, and laissez-faire.
Hey guys, I have to head out real quick just because I'm at work real quick. So
Bye. Good luck.
yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
So, there's a chart in the book, so that's actually really helpful. It gives a lowdown of like democratic, so it involves followers in setting goals instead of just authoritarian doing it, setting goals for the group individually. And then pretty much laissez-faire allows like free reign, like basically you're all on your own. I think like a laissez-faire kind of leadership would be really great in like a artistic setting. I'm in theater, so like I've been like on stage performing forever, and sometimes you have a director that's literally gives you no freedom, and it's like hard to make an acting choice when you're just being told what to do, especially if it doesn't feel right and like you feel or something. So, like that's where that kind of leadership is awesome, but it would probably be awful in like a kindergarten classroom where the kids need strict guidance and schedules and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, looking at the last part of the prompt, like considering the things that we just talked about and the theories and your own beliefs, how can leaders motivate followers to achieve goals? Just wondering if anybody had anything on that.
The question was about the approaches to studying leadership. So that was like the relational traits, situational.
Right. So the last part, using those approaches, how can leaders motivate their followers? Does anybody have anything on that?
I think giving like your followers a sense of independence and worth, I guess, in the organization, like, oh, what you're doing is important to me and to my goals and the whole company, or like, you know, the whole group's goals, is important to give them a sense of motivation and maybe loyalty also.
Yeah, allow them to self-motivate.
Yeah.
And then I think you also have to like know your people. Like the vertical dyad theory had the in and out groups. So like maybe give a lot of attention to certain people who you know will do well with that, and then kind of like let other people do their own thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Definitely.
Oh, that's so fun. I just found that like situational approach is actually in our chapter. It was in 3 and chapter 3. So I'm just gonna like quickly skim these pages and like look at some other like good points that'd be nice for us to touch on. A lot of this is about personality and like Elizabeth, I think it was Elizabeth that said about motivation, like self-motivation and like feeling to have worth. The book actually says that generally speaking, the most effective leaders are high in power motive, moderate to high in achievement motivation, and lower in the need to affiliate with others. So I find that really interesting, but I think power motivation encourages individuals to seek and influence as leaders. So it's encouraging followers to rise to leaders, which is great.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting that a leader doesn't need to identify or whatever word you used, I can't remember, or associate with others because like leadership, that's like the only position in an organization where you like truly are not part of like a team. So that's really interesting that you would need that like allowance to be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's our time at?
I have like 4 minutes left, I think.
Okay. Cool.
Do you have to get on the plane?
Soon, but
Yeah, don't
I'll be
miss your
okay.
flight. All
No,
right.
I won't, but they're starting boarding. They just said like 10 minutes until we start boarding, so I wanted to see where we were at.
Oh yeah, we'll be good.
Perfect.
There's also like a social intelligence little like thing that's highlighted in the book. And it talks about like a number of researchers arguing that it's so important, like a leader has to be intelligent in a book setting and a social setting. You kind of have to be well-rounded and like I always say, like street smart and book smart.
Yeah.
Just to know like what's the best solution or plan of action.
Yeah, I'm taking nonverbal communication right now, and one of the prompts from like last week was just like how nonverbal communication gets misinterpreted, and I feel like that's true of like leadership too. When we had to give an example of like a time something was misinterpreted, and like there's a lady that I work with kids, and one of the parents like always gets really close to my face when she talks to me and like never smiles and like is just like really kind of in my face. And so when I first met her, I took that as like super abrasive and like aggressive, but really like now that I know her and I've known her for like over a year, it's just like she's really like invested in her kid and like in her kid's success. And so I feel like with leadership too, like you have to know those like social cues and have like be able to save face and other kinds of things in order to like communicate effectively with your followers in any organization.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. That's such a good example. Yeah, wow. I'm actually taking that class next semester. Are you taking it online right now?
Yeah, I take it with Farmer. I've taken like 3 online classes with her. She does the same format in all of her syllabi. It's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll have to look into that. But anyway.
Look her up. Her classes are great.
Back to, thank you. Back to that. I also think I think while it's good to be empathetic, and sympathetic to your followers' needs and emotions, like you also kind of have to really manage it. And like if something affects you as it's affecting your followers, you kind of have to put that aside and like be the leader, be the one that pushes through it instead of really wallowing in it, which is probably really hard when you're clearly feeling the same things.
Totally.
There was a lot about goal theory, which is like it's like setting a goal and defining every path to getting there. And you're either using directive, supportive, or participative, or achievement oriented leadership.
communicate. So that goes back to what everyone else was saying earlier about how important communication is to be good leaders and to be a better follower, I guess, because then you'll understand what the leader wants of you.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I think that about sums it up for us.
Perfect. I'm glad we were able to get this thing figured out.
I was like,
Definitely stressed.
Never, but hopefully this will be okay.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely will. I already have like the link set up, and I will try uploading it. And if it doesn't work, I'll send it out to you all.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Also, so next weekend is Labor Day weekend. So Monday, like, is still included in the weekend situation. Should we probably find another time? I know I have recruitment in the morning. Like, it's definitely a possibility that I could step out for like 10, 15 minutes. But if there's another time that everyone else wants to.
Do you guys want to talk about maybe doing that Tuesday morning, the next?
We could talk about it in the group chat with everyone so that they can give their like info.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their work schedules.
Yeah, I'm pretty flexible personally, so it's really up to your guys' schedule.
Yeah, I can do it. Like, I can only do mornings because I work nights, but yeah.
Okay. Tessa says, "Hey guys, I got disconnected, but I had to go anyways. Thanks for meeting today, Erin. If you need someone else with the link, let us know." Awesome.
Okay, and I'm getting these notifications on my phone. I'm not sure about you guys, so I feel like this would be an easy way to communicate versus email thread.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, we can discuss another time to reschedule.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was fun.
All right, guys.
Did we say who all was in the video for this one, just to make sure?
Oh, we didn't. But I think I'm supposed to like write them in the submission anyway. So
okay, cool. No, I was worried.
I'll make sure to include everyone. I promise.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
All right.